I'm going to try something a little bit different. The good old-fashioned Big Al style rant about the webcam because I firmly believe in not showing everything on the internet. And you're probably thinking, Big Al? Big Al? No, not that one. That fucking Kirby difficulty complainer. No, fuck that. We're going old school, motherfuckers. You may have heard of Wakanda Forever, but I strongly believe in Pizza Power Forever.
Pizza Power!
This is going to be more or less a double feature rant. One quickie rant and one actual rant, provided I can find a topic to talk about. But anyway, let's get right. I think I'll go ahead and talk about a little bit of COD, since my good friend has been eagerly awaiting for me to find another topic worth talking about with COD. And I gladly got one for you, my friend, but you might not like this one. It's about the modern CODs, as in the ones involving Modern Warfare 2019, and whichever ones are there. I forget. The only ones I even bothered to give a shit about buying is Modern Warfare 2019, just because, you know, it's the first of many, and of course Black Ops Cold War for the sole fact that it has zombies. The best shit ever that nobody plays because they don't like retro-inspired video games. Pixel graphics. Ew! Okay, let's get a little more serious. I can't stand these fucking games, okay? I played on PC. Yes, I have a decent machine that can play a lot of games, albeit emulated, but that's a little bit of a tangent for later on. And I don't know who the hell thought it was a good idea to not only make it so that you have to have an Activision account, and before you write in the comments... Wait a minute. Well, I don't have a keyboard anymore, so I can't make that joke. But I don't give a shit if making an account is free. The fact is, at least in the PC version, I can't speak for console, not that I really care, because playing modern COD on console is about as cancerous as the homunculus maze from Dark Souls 2. That shit, having a constant internet connection, is nonsense, as well as needing an Activision account. And I think it all started with Black Ops 4, since that had the wonderful Battle Royale mode that was never that good. I keep being told to download Warzone 2.0. Well, I'm sorry, but I vehemently refuse. Since I can't stand Battle Royale, I don't even like playing Fortnite, PUBG, or anything that has to do with survival in that aspect. Legit, the only game I remember playing that has anything close to actual survival is the likes of Time Splitters 2 and Future Perfect, where there's a mode called Virus. Yeah, I know, calm down your jets, this came out way before the nonsense that's today. Essentially, one player is infected, and they have to spread their diseases to everyone else with, you know, contact and stuff. And essentially becomes a whole game of, you know, outmost survival. Now, unfortunately, playing against with bots is mixed, but when you turn off the radar and don't use any guns, it actually turns into a pretty interesting game of hide and seek. Except you can trust no one. Unless you see the green of flame, then, well, you're better run. And essentially, the last man standing wins. It's not exactly the greatest thing, and it may not be what the kids are into these days, but let me tell you, that show was great. There was also a similar one in Time Splitters 2 called Flame Tag, and someone at Free Radical really thought that making a game of tag in a first-person shooter was a good idea. Seriously, try to implement a game of tag without using any weapons and with more people, and just tell me how much fun that was. Because it really wasn't. No wonder it got discarded Future Perfect. Oh well. I can't stand playing these. I'm only really playing them because that's what a good friend does, and I'm not just saying this because it's not like I haven't said this, but I really do feel this way. I can't stand playing these games. It just might be my PC. It just might be the poor optimization. I don't really care. I'm not going to judge the whole PC gaming experience based on one shitty game series. And yeah, I'm sorry, COD has always been shitty. I don't want to fucking hear it. At least until COD 4 came out, but that's way before it got milked. And no, I don't care. These games now require to be connected online all the time, and if you so much as have shitty internet, or you get a random drop of disconnect, you have to reset the entire game. Some might say, oh, well, it's a newer game, so of course it's gonna have shit like that. That is dumb and you know it. Stop trying to act like you know about it when you're not even called Treyarch, Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, or whoever the hell makes these games these days. I don't shit who makes them. If the game is good, it's good. If I enjoy it, I enjoy it. But if it's a piece of shit, then I'm sorry, buddy, but it's still a piece of shit. I've been playing World War II online quite a bit, and even though it's the game that divided everyone, even though it came out 5 years ago, yeah, real fucking shocking, I've actually been playing the Zombies mode, and even leveled up to level 45, and even having the option to Prestige, which I refuse, because I really don't believe in having to unlock everything all over again. Even if I am told that the only thing you have to unlock again is X, Y, and Z, I've already earned X, Y, and Z. Just let me keep the damn things and level up again. And even games like Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops, the only games that I can think of, besides maybe COD 4 and World at War, but who the fuck plays those on consoles, am I right? Where you have to level up in online matches just to be able to play in private matches, and I would say split screen, but my god, the split screen in those were terrible. You only had preset classes, some of which have been Juggernaut and Last Stand, which are clearly loved by the community. Am I right, folks? This is a series of unfortunate events featuring Jim Carrey from the... I forget it. I kind of dig the Zombies mode, even though there are changes in it that I wouldn't agree with. But it at least spices it up enough that it's somewhat interesting. And actually having gained max level and whatnot. Surprisingly, even though I only play on shipment, which, by the way, I'm not one of those people that only hates X, Y, Z map. As long as people ain't camping their asses off, and by camping, I mean everyone is camping, only using snipers, and I'm the only asshole running around trying to get a kill, that's whatever. People camp, people play the lamest way possible, but it doesn't mean they're not playing the game correctly. It just means that they rather play lame, but whatever. I'm not going to really get into the whole meta of the nonsense, but, you know, someone that can just hopefully level up, get some weapons leveled up, proceed with the divisions, I really don't care. And besides, Shipment's one of the OG maps, so it should be kind of given some respect. Even though they can never really put it in the games that actually matter. At least they're not selling it as DLC, unlike Treyarch and fucking Nuketown. Anyway, let me get back to the whole reason why I can't stand Black Ops, Cold War, and Modern Warfare 2019. The fact that you have to quit the entire game if you so much as have an internet disconnect is really stupid and lame. And I don't know why people try to defend this. I can understand if, like, let's say you're playing Diablo 3, okay? That game you play on PC, okay? You know, it's whatever. I personally prefer to play on console, since it has local multiplayer, and it doesn't require internet to the fullest degree, unlike that is the shitty PC version. And I do remember that people are actually really mad about Diablo 3 having a constant internet connection requirement, because, you know, gamers CM back then were actually smart and actually voiced their opinions about going above and beyond death threats. Ever since whatever game came out, people just kind of stopped giving a shit, and you had people saying, oh, well, that's just the way games are now, or, oh, well, the game expects you to quit out the entire fucking game and restart, because that's just how it is now, bro. What the fuck? That is a horrible argument. A lot of these so-called online games, I can understand. It has to protect the other players from being hacked, even though I'm pretty sure there's a bunch of hackers on any COD, any day of the week. At least with other games, even something like Destiny, the first one anyway, which, fun fact, I actually got at Goodwill for $2 on the Xbox One. And no, I don't give a shit that it doesn't have the DLC. Something like Destiny, in the very rare case that I play it, because quite frankly I find it boring as sin, and something like Destiny doesn't even need a fucking constant online connection unless I were to, oh, I don't know, play the online mode. But Bungie is Bungie, even though people suck the dick of 343 now, It seems that more people hating on Bungie than more people hating on 343. That's pretty funny. Seriously. You're hating on a company that actually gave you Halo, but you continue to sing the praise of the company that's actively killing Halo. You fucking fans are logical indeed. I can't stand this constant internet connection with these games now, and I've made it no secret that my internet connection in some places have been really shitty. And if I'm gonna call with someone, or I'm playing a game like RuneScape, yeah, I know, shut up. At least with something like RuneScape, yeah, it logs you out back to the login screen, but it doesn't say, please close this application and restart the game. Not to mention even something like Cold War and Modern Warfare 2019, it doesn't even have that option. If it at least had that option, I really wouldn't be making this rant, because, a lot of games that have constant online connection, it just, boots back to the title screen, and you just try again. No, apparently someone at Activision thought it was a good idea to not only integrate old-ass Atari games that no kid under 12 is going to play, they also made it so that you have to actually, restart the entire game. Can you imagine if you're playing some game, like, let's say you're playing any online game, and let's say they have to restart the entire game, quit the dashboard on console, whatever. That would be horrible. I don't know why these COD kids have the patience of a saint when they beg their parents for their $5,000 PC only to have shitty internet because they're using Wi-Fi, like dumbasses. And they're like, they must either have patience or they don't understand what, a life clock is or something. I might just be an asshole rambling about something like this. But as someone who doesn't really enjoy COD, maybe Modern Warfare 2 just for the nostalgia factor. If I can't find matches in Modern Warfare 2, because the only way to really enjoy that game, kind of like with Doom 2016, but we're not going to fucking go that route today. Especially since it's the year of the bunny, so let's see how many actual fucking Doom fans give a shit about that. Seriously, I know Daisy was in the first game, but she's a fucking throwaway gag that not even the developers really gave a shit about. It was just a shitty joke, and that was it. They didn't even bother using it because it was just a dumb joke. I'm also pretty sure it's a joke ending anyway. It's kind of like a Mortal Kombat when it used to be extremely silly, but then they realized, oh shit, no one's gonna buy our games unless we up the gore by 20,000%. Whatever. Also, best not to go on social media because, bunnies and humans go extremely well, right? Doom tangent aside. Sorry about that. Modern Warfare 2, and to a very lesser extent, Black Ops 1, if you're not able to find people online to play with, then you just can't level up, period. I'm sorry to waste my fucking entire youth playing a game series I don't even fucking like, just so I can reach level 70, have all the weapon attachments unlocked, just for the sole fact of playing with other people. Seriously, who enjoys games like this? Who enjoys a video game where the only way you can get the most out of it is to play with other people, and then only be able to play with other people given the opportunity? That's not a good fucking game to me. I don't understand why people actually like that sort of thing, where you have to play with other people to get the most out of it, and I honestly don't enjoy that at all. I really don't. Even something like Halo, I don't enjoy playing with random people. I barely play Halo for that very reason. I can't even stand playing the campaign anymore. But it doesn't mean I don't hate it. I like the characters, the stories that go with it, and even the set pieces that come with it, and the surprisingly decent sandbox that comes with Halo. It's just the stupid-ass regenerating health focus in Halo 2 and 3, and the really retarded RNG checkpoints is what really stops you from playing in a Legendary, because that shit ain't worth it. But I'm not going to deny that even something like Borderlands is actually enjoyable to play, or even something like Far Cry 5. Seriously, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea. They always criticize it for not playing well like other shooters. But at least with anything that doesn't require a constant online connection like modern COD, you can play until the cows come home. And people don't seem to understand this. I legit do not understand why people think that COD is the greatest thing on earth because you can play with other people, you can level up and have fun playing the game, yet they rage like a little bitch. I legit just do not understand why something like Borderlands 2 gets shafted by Gamers TM, because it's not exactly one-to-one like COD, and yet, even though I understand, it's not for everyone, because I know that people don't really like games that have a focus on leveling. It's like, oh, well, you're level 5, and the enemies are level 15, even though you have a gun that can shoot rockets, the game dictates that your rockets aren't going to do enough, even though it's a fucking rocket launcher. But 8.5, the game is essentially Diablo, but with a first-person formula. And I know that's not going to be for everyone because, they prefer actual skill. But most importantly, B, even though the game does encourage the play of others, whether it be in split screen online, or just online, you can play the game to your heart's content, provided that the license to actually play the game on consoles is warranted and that your account doesn't get banned. You can play the game until the cows come home, and you can still enjoy it even when you first played it. With something like Modern Warfare 2 and even Doom 2016, even though the multiplayer and the ladder is actually okay, but it has its own plague of problems. I guess my tastes in games are a lot different compared to other people that I know or otherwise, but that shouldn't mean that you cannot criticize COD for having very annoying issues that even I have issues with a multiplayer mode in a game that I fucking hate. Black Ops 1 actually does have a feature in there called combat training. To those of you kids who don't remember, combat training was a mode that allowed you to level up in your own environment playing against bots, albeit in 2 modes with 2 versions of said modes, in which it consists of TDM and Deathmatch. And what are the other variants? Hardcore TDM and Hardcore Deathmatch. There are some settings can change, and surprisingly, they actually do let you level up regardless of the settings. So you could have, non-standard rules, or set the time limit to unlimited and rack up them points, like racking up points in the game of pinball. Or if you want to be an asshole about it, you could just hook up a second controller, sign in as a guest, or whatever equivalent is on the PlayStation 3, and just go to town. But here's the problem with combat training. It has a separate level up system, like with the online multiplayer for Black Ops, and that game, honestly, I could make a whole video talking about that shit, because I fucking hate the progression in that game. Anyway, same problems with Black Ops and Modern Warfare 2 and almost every other fucking online game ever made that incorporates a level up system is absolutely present. People leave after 1 or 2 games, and yeah, I know, oh, well, it's a game that's a decade old, you can't get mad about it anymore, except they should have had a fucking backup plan to begin with. Seriously. They should have had a backup plan. And this is something I'll actually give credit to something like Modern Warfare 3, and I can't believe I'm gonna actually say this, but Ghosts actually fixed this problem. Yeah, Ghosts. The worst Call of Duty game all around. Shitty campaign that ends in a cliffhanger that's never get resolved because Infinity Ward a bunch of fucking assholes. A shitty side mode that is ruined only because you can't pause the game at all. And a shitty multiplayer mode, even though I know jack shit about it, plenty of people have talked about it, and it's a good reason why the mode is hated. It's fucking terrible. But the one thing I'll actually give Ghost credit for is that it actually came up with a backup plan. And to a lesser degree, Modern Warfare 3 in private matches, where everything is unlocked from the get-go. And this is probably because it's made for competitive play, or in System Link mode, or LAN, or whatever you want to call it. You have an option that lets you have everything unlocked, particularly for tournament play. Because not everyone, yours truly included, is going to want to waste their fucking life clocks playing a game series that I fucking hate, just to level up in a game that I fucking hate, just to be able to play in split screen or whatever online private matches there, bots or otherwise. It's fucking terrible. Now, what about the point I made with COD Ghosts and the backup plan that it has? Look, I don't care that you have to level up to unlock things. I totally get that. I'm not expecting everything to be handed out for free like it's a fucking candy van or some shit ran by Candyman from the Lethal League series. But what I can't stand is that when the servers of those games eventually die down, kind of like the COD games and the Wii, when I'm not going to get into that, COD Ghosts essentially lets you use everything, well, maybe except for the online DLC, but that's mainly just a bunch of shitty cosmetics. Whatever. And, most importantly, you actually play against bots, albeit shitty, but better than nothing, I guess. And you can enjoy the game in the long run. Almost every other COD game after this has been pretty good on this, in my opinion. Whether it be Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, even COD Remastered, which I would say would be the best if it lets you plug the 4-player split screen. Besides the stupid-ass changes they made to the game. And even something like World War II. I don't care to have to level up in online match to unlock stuff. I do care that I want to be able to play the game when no one is playing it, or enjoying the good bits of the multiplayer with bots or otherwise, since I'm not really that fussy when it comes to games like this. And there are certain elements of COD that I think could actually be interesting, like having the exosuit in, what is it, Advanced or Infinite Warfare? One of the futuristic ones, I don't really fucking care right now, or care to remember. Or even just having something like World War II, where tactical insertions work in a really creative way, and I think it's funny when you shoot down a dude trying to parachute, only for them to meet, Fall's End. I'm not gonna speak on a whole disquisition level or anything, but, on an initial taste, I was like, hey, that's actually kind of cool. But, my opinion doesn't meet requirements for subscriber threshold, so I'll just keep my mouth shut. A lot of these COD games, especially the older ones, are especially guilty of not letting you play the game, even though they might be the best, unless you play the PC version with XLabs or whatever. And I'll be honest, I don't really care to set that up, because even if I were to, there'd still be some nonsense I have to deal with, and I don't even like playing with random people, period. So, give me bots, let me use everything from the get-go, and just hopefully have split screen, kind of like what Black Ops 3 does. The only modern COD game that isn't the 2019 series, that lets you put up to 4 people in split screen, and even that's not good enough for some people, because it's not Modern Warfare 2, man. Fucking bullshit. Look, I guess some people want to call me nostalgia-tard. I get that people want to call me nostalgia-bound. But I don't cry about other games because it's not like exactly like the other games. Like, come on. But whatever. I don't have anything to say for this rambling rant. Over and out.